So I struggle with anxiety anyway, like big time. I've come up with loads of strategies for it. I was much more relaxed at regionals than I had thought that I would be. Whether it's the mindset stuff I was working on in the lead up to it, or whether I just finally managed to find how, like, I found out how to manage myself. But I was far less anxious than I thought I would be. Yeah, I was very proud. I was proud of myself for how I handled myself as a person out there more than I am of my performance. Like, that for me was a real big take home. I was like, do you know what? Actually, well done. Well done. Well done, mate.
Because you do have these mental battles that you go through. Yeah. You know, like on a day-to-day training. Maybe talk us through some of the things that you go through when you are training. So
in the last 2 years, I've been diagnosed autistic. And so when I was a kid, obviously autism doesn't just suddenly hit you when you're an adult. But it wasn't diagnosed when I was a kid. And I don't think, a lot of people have had this late diagnosis as adults because it's much more in the media and much more apparent now. So kids get diagnosed with it because it is now a thing, as it were. Mm-hmm. Whereas when I was younger, I was just difficult and naughty. I've got this memory of forever for stabbing my rubber with a pencil repeatedly in my class, and the teacher going, "If you stab that rubber anymore, Emily, then that's it. You're going next door into pre-prep." And I was like, and I'm like, and just doing it faster. And that was my coping mechanism. And I was naughty. It wasn't the fact that I was having this this kind of process of trying to self-soothe, as it were. Like, I used to keep stones in my pocket as a kid and ribbons and rub the ribbon together. And that was like a self-soothing thing. And, that's like a real sensory like comfort for people with autism who are people on the spectrum. Mm-hmm. And so coming to it in later life it's been very strange. It's given me an acceptance of it. And I think since I've had that acceptance, it's not gone, oh, it's okay that I do that. It's because I'm autistic. No, that's absolutely not what I'm saying. What it's done is it's opened a door to me.
Gives you understanding.
Yeah, and also to people who say, look, do you know what, you're doing this because of X, Y, and Z, and here's a coping strategy. And I've gone, oh, well, shit me. That's a coping strategy. I can use that, and actually now I'm dealing with it. Thank you. That's awesome. It's nothing to do with excuses. It's to do with giving me the tools to actually not have it as an excuse and actually do something about it. Mm-hmm. It's every day I'm getting better with it. Every single day I discover something new about it. And yeah, I think having had a diagnosis about it has actually just been the best thing.
And you get to hold a really cool clicker.
Oh,
right?
My God, do you want to see it?
Is that what the coping strategy is?
It's one of my things. So I take this with me wherever I go. This is kind of like my little... I should probably show you the contents of my handbag at some point. That's just a conversation for another day. But no, this is my little fidget cube that my mum came and sat on the bed with me once, just after I first got diagnosed. And she went, I got you this. And I was like, what is this thing? And it's a little fidget cube. So it's got all little sensory bits on either side. So when I'm struggling, so I'm in a restaurant reading a menu, I can just have that in my hand. And it keeps that busy part of my brain that's kind of just spiraling and kind of going, while I try and get through the thought process of what I'm going to order.
And as simple as that is, I mean, we went out to dinner one evening and Em showed me that, and I sat there, and even I was just fidgeting around with it. It's just so addictive.
I'm going to play with it for the rest of the
Isn't
podcast.
it great?
It's literally like those fidget spinners as well.
Yeah,
you get your hands
really,
on a fidget
really
spinner,
great,
and like even as an adult, you can just play around with one of those for ages. It's the same thing.
It's funny, isn't it? It's
this
just
one's really great because you can pretend it's like a detonator for a bomb. If someone's really, really hacking you off, like, detonate. I just explode them.
I like that one, the smooth one with the...
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, it's all a bit creaky now. I could probably do to order another one, a fresh one, so it spins properly. But
so is this the kind of thing that you would bring on the floor, or just before you go on the floor with you?
Not so much that. So for going out on a competition floor, so a lady called Kate actually gave me this one, who's now Kate McMorrow. She's moved to America now, but she was amazing with me when she was a member at CrossFit Colchester. Her and a lady called Sue actually have been really, really helpful for me. She gave me this. And so scent is our most primal instinct. Mm-hmm. And so, you know how, have you ever walked past somebody and they've been wearing a cologne and you go, that's my ex-boyfriend. And immediately you're like, oh, I hate them already. Or somebody else is wearing a perfume, you're like, oh, I really like them. And you remember it's from somebody else who wore it. Or like a t-shirt of your mum's. Like I remember when I was first in hospital and I had my mum's t-shirt and I'd sleep with it every night in her scarf and she'd bring me in a fresh one every single time. And it would just remind me of her and it'd be so comforting. It's because scent is our most primal thing. So if you can associate a smell with being calm or anything like that, it really, really helps. So I've actually got a bracelet that I'm not actually wearing today that's got lava beads on it. And so I'd wear that on the floor. These lava beads absorb stuff and I'd put a bit of this oil. It's like peppermint and orange. It's really, really nice. Or on my wrist, on my pulse points. Mm-hmm. So I'm out on the floor, the clock's counting down, a little sniff of this, and it's just like that instinct to just, heart rate comes down. It's really nice. Do you want to sniff?